Hi everyone, it's Stephen follows instructions, and sorry about the background noise. I have to keep the room cool in order to manage my skin condition. Yeah, who needs to know that, right? Today we're installing a Discourse Community Edition on a cloud server. Discourse is a forum software. It's pretty popular. Seen it used in a number of places. And it integrates as well with Nextcloud, which is what we'll be trying to do eventually down the line. But first we got to get it up and running somewhere. So here we have some instructions from Hetzner. Hetzner is a cloud provider in Germany. I'll be using Hetzner. I have an account on Hetzner, and so that's what we're going to do. So prerequisites: a cloud server, a domain, and an email account. Oh, I have all three. So let's get this set up first. Okay, so we're going to get the cloud server up and running. So 1 CPU core, 1 gig RAM, and the 10 gig disk. So a Hetzner CX11 is what we're going to use. So let's do that. We'll go to Hetzner. Okay, I'm going to log in. So here's Hetzner. I'll log in to the cloud. Don't know anything about their other services, but Robot looks interesting. Okay, so logging in. And so, as you can see, I already have PeerTube running here. So I'll call this a new project. We'll call it Discourse. There it is. Add the project. We'll go in. So now we need to create a server. What was it? CX11. Okay, so let's do a CX11. So we can find the server, CX11. Okay, let's put it in Nuremberg. There's the CX11. Yes, it's going to cost us $3.29 a month. Going to go with Ubuntu. Networking. No SSH keys because they're just confusing to me. One day I'll figure them out. Volumes, firewalls, backups. Always do backups just in case. And that'll do for now. Alright. And the server name, we'll call it Discourse. So let's create and buy now. $4.45 a month, euros. I mean, could it be cheaper than that? I suppose in theory. So we're just going to wait a few minutes for it to set up. It'll probably send me some notifications in my email. So I'll just get my email set up on the other window here. So you won't see it when it pops up. There it is. Server Discourse created. Yeah, so I've got server root and a password. So I'm going to log into my server. I'll open up Windows PowerShell. There we go. And the IP is there. So SSH root at, and then the IP. Try that again. SSH root at, and then the IP address, which is there. That came to me through my email. It's probably also on my screen here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. And yeah, there's my IP address. So let's open that. Yes. Brand new server, and then I'll enter the password, which is a secret. That's why I moved my email off the screen. Right click, pasted it in. We don't see anything. Hit enter. I'm required to change my password. So I'm going to change my password. Oops. So entering my current password and then my new password. It's a long password. And it's a pain to type in, but I've typed it in. So here's my SSH screen. See how this looks on YouTube. Of course, you should be watching these videos at full screen, right? So you can get the most out of it. There we go, live stream. So actually I'm just going to move this window over here as well so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so I should try to make that a bit bigger for you. There we go. Alrighty. So I've logged in. So again, I just typed SSH and then root at, and then it updated me to make a new password, which I did. Alright, next. Domain. I'm going to need a domain. So I'm going to go to Reclaim Cloud for that. You can use any domain server that you have. I just use Reclaim. So I'll log in. I'll pop over to cPanel. cPanel gives me access to a domain manager, and that's what you're always looking for, is a domain manager. Zone editor. That's it. Yeah. So I'm going to manage the domain, and basically what I'm going to do is add a domain. So it's going to be discourse.downs.ca. You'll see here at the bottom I've done it with Jitsi and Nextcloud and some others. It's interesting I don't see PeerTube there, but I do know I have one. Okay, so what was the IP again? There it is. Copy. So I just clicked on it to copy. So now I'll come back into cPanel. So I'm going to create add record. So it'll be discourse downs. Oops, type again. Discourse.downs.ca. Period at the end. I don't know why it requires that, but it does. Then we put the IP address in here. It's an A record, so we'll save the record. And so this will actually work virtually instantaneously. It used to be you'd have to wait a full day when you added these, but now it just propagates like that. So we've done that. And I do have an email account. That'll come up later. But I've got the two major things here. Okay. Basic Docker knowledge is helpful. Okay, so. Okay. Next step. Firewall. Okay. After ordering a server with Ubuntu pre-installed, I recommend to add a simple firewall. So it's in German. So, I mean, I can get that. Darn. So port 22, port 80, and port 443. So 22 is, I forget what that is. 80 is the website. 443 is also the website. I think this might be for SSH, maybe? I'm not sure. So let's go back then. So it says set it up. So let's go back here to my server. This is my server again still. Kind of hard to see. There we go. That'll make it a bit bigger. Now, can I do things like add a firewall to it? Yes, create firewall. Okay. So, for 22, okay, so. Right. All right, 2280 and 443. Okay, so 22 TCP 80, and we need to add another rule, 443. So 22 is, yeah, SSH. So add description. So I don't know. These are inbound rules. I don't care about outbound. I'll send anything out I want. It's the inbound that I'm worried about. So let's create this. So we've created and it's applied. So did it knock me off of SSH? No, it did not. Yeah, I'm still in. Okay, firewall is created. I'm not good with firewalls. Step 1.2, update the system and install the required packages. So app update and app upgrade. This is really standard procedure. So I copied it, I'll right click to paste it there, and I'll run this, and basically it's going to update my Ubuntu image. We do this because we get the Ubuntu image from this service here, but they don't keep it completely up to date. So I have to keep update it. And we get it right up to the latest version so that any bugs or security risks, etc., are taken care of when we install. So this won't take too long, and I'll read the next instruction. Next instruction, install docker.io and git. Interesting, it's docker.io. I wonder what would happen if I just said install Docker. I'm not going to find out, but it's interesting it says docker.io. That's new. So 98%, so we're almost there. And done. Whoops, newer kernel available. Ooh. Restarting the system to load the kernel, so you should consider rebooting. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. That didn't boot me out. How wild was that? Okay, all of that was pretty different, but I don't think anything broke, so I'll enter my command to install Docker and Git. So these will also install pretty quickly, I would expect. So that, yeah, that was pretty wild. Same thing. So you should consider rebooting. Okay, let's do that then. We'll reboot and then log back in. So we'll give it a few seconds to reboot. Alright, that's enough. It might not, like, it'll take a few seconds. Here we go. And my long password. Alrighty then. some apps to receive additional future security updates. So I should probably do all of that, but I've only got an hour. So, okay. Step 2, get Discourse. Step 2.1, check out the Discourse Docker repository. So there's a repository out there. And I'll show it to you so you can see it. It's not the full URL, right? So there's the repository. So Discourse, and it's got all kinds of stuff in it. And if you have a look inside it here, see it's got all kinds of stuff. So we're actually going to get some specific directories from this repository. So to clone it, what we're doing is copying those directories directly into our Ubuntu server. And so Discourse, and then I forget where the command is. There's a place. Multi-file, add file, etc., etc. There's a little button that tells you where to clone. Oh yeah, here we go, clone, right? And see, there's the URL to clone it. So that's what they're having us do here, using this URL. And so that's what I'm going to do. So first of all, I'll clone it. And again, just those directories from the looks of it. So let's do that. Oh, it clones it into the directory git/discourse. Okay, never mind. Where is it? It's in git/discourse. cd git/discourse. And here are all of our files. Okay, so I did that. cd git. Okay. Have a domain, have a mail server. Yes, okay. Combos, domain and hosted email services through Hetzner's web hosting package. Just talking, and if you want a mail server yourself, the MailCal tutorial. We'll come back to that one day. I had issues with another service and mail servers, and okay. What did I do? Alright, here we go. Okay, prepare configuration. So this is what I did just before with the domain server. The server IP. Okay, now run the helper script Discourse setup. Okay, so now for the mail server, I'm going to use my Gmail account. Now to do that, that's a bit tricky, but it does work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into Gmail. I'll show you this because I have to do it. So we'll go into Gmail. It's really annoying. So let's see if I can remember off the top of my head, because I've done this a few times now. Settings. See all settings. Right. Accounts or forwarding. I think it's forwarding. Okay, and then we scroll down. No, remember. Advanced? Nope. Forwarding and pop.imet. Thought it was here. Learn more. Okay, let's learn more. See what it says. Oh, I always forget exactly how to do this. Let's look it up. Set up Gmail. Forwarding. No, that's not it. Set up Gmail. Access. Nope. Maybe this will tell me. Gmail SMTP. Oops, that's something different. Ignore that. All right, let's go back to Gmail. Let's try. This general. It's like general and then security or something like that. Just trying to remember. Configuration instructions. No. La-dee-da-dee-da. This is the problem, right? You have to remember these things, and the documentation isn't what you want it to be. Accounts, no. La-dee-da-dee-da. Vacation responders. It has to do with the two-factor authentication. So, oh, maybe it's like manage your Google account, security. Here we go. Connections to third-party apps and services. Two-step verification process. No, I don't need. Oh, let's just do that. La-dee-da-dee-da. No, that's not where I wanted to go. Security. See, this is the issue with Stephen Follows Instructions. Sometimes I hit a rabbit hole. Okay, set up Gmail to access account from an application. Go to, okay. Yeah, here we go. Create and use app password. That's what I want. Go to your Google account, select security. Okay. Under signing into Google, select two-step verification. So under signing into Google, select two-step verification. Aha. And then At the bottom of the page, select app passwords. There they are. Right. And then select enter a name that helps you remember where you'll use the app password. Select generate. Oh, geez, to enter the app password. Follow the instructions on the screen. The app password is a 16-character code that generates on your device. Select done. And this is a one-time thing, right? You'll never use this password again. If you need to reconnect, you generate a new password. It only happens once. So I'll feel actually safe in showing you this because you won't be able to use it. I don't think. So select app. It's going to be mail. Select device. Maybe other. And it's going to be Discourse. Generate. Okay, and so here's my new app password. So we'll keep that there. And again, it doesn't matter that you saw it because it's only going to work here once. All right. So, okay, so now run the helper script. You'll be asked some questions during this. So let's do that. So this part I don't know about, but we'll see what happens. I love the instructions. You'll be asked some questions. Are you ready for the answers? Okay. This course requires at least 2 gig. Without sufficient space, but I do have sufficient space. Okay, host name for your discourse. So discourse.downs.ca. Okay. All right. Checking your domain name. So it's going to look it up. Connection to discourse.downs.ca succeeded. Yay! Email address for admin account. That's me. So I'll put in my email address, trying to spell it correctly. Okay. SMTP server address. Okay, so now that's going to be the Gmail address. So we were here. Okay, so that's going to be, so it's just confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's just smtp.gmail.com. SMTP address, smtp.gmail.com. So I'll come back here. Oops, come back here to our smtp.gmail.com. It's always going to be, because it's trying to figure out where to send. If you're not using Gmail, it'll still be an SMTP somewhere. It'll almost always start with SMTP. And now I'm going to hit enter. SMTP port. It's going to be 587. It's always 587. SMTP username now. This is where it gets interesting. Okay, so the username is Secures Ally, securesally.gmail.com. So type that in, securesally.gmail.com. At gmail.com. Now measure twice, enter once. Let's go back and check. securesally@gmail.com. securesally@gmail.com. Hit enter. Password. Now we use the password that they gave us. So we'll copy it. Try that again. There we go. Copy. And we'll enter that in. Let's right click. Enter. Notification email address. I want my notifications sent to me. Stephen@downs.ca. Optional email address for Let's Encrypt warnings. Stephen@downs.ca. Optional MaxMind license key. I don't know what that is. Let's check quickly. MaxMind is a geolocation and online fraud thing. Huh. Alright, well, I'm not using it, so obviously I'm not entering anything. Okay, MaxMind license unset. Enter to continue. Alright. Update successful. Rebooting in 5 seconds. Alright. Please be patient. This may take anywhere between a few minutes to an hour depending on your network. Looks like we're going at a pretty good speed here. So I'll just read ahead, see what we've got coming up. Don't need that anymore. All right. Okay. All right. So we did all of that. So after confirming the information, the script will continue to set up the Docker container for your Discourse. That's interesting. The Docker container is an all-in-one. It includes web server, application, database, and a few other things. It also manages the SSL certificate for itself. That's really elegant. I've done all of this manually in the past. It's a real pain. You've seen me do all this manually in the past, and you've seen it be a real pain. So, after the script is done, you should have a Docker container up and running. So, let's see. Still doing stuff. Still doing stuff. Nginx. It's configuring these different applications that are in the Docker container. So it'll use Nginx as a load balancer. Maybe the server itself as well for Discourse. Stuff. Warning. Parallel prettier has unmet peer dependency. Prettier at 2.2.2.0.0. That's the trick with these scripts, right? Is you can lock in errors, and then, if this script fails, then what do you do to install Discourse? Then it's no longer simple. But it's all happening in Docker, so it should work. I've done a similar sort of thing with Grasshopper, except instead of putting the script into an installer, we just installed it. Here are some more warnings about pure dependencies. AWS S3. Is it using S3? No, it's got to be just getting stuff from it, maybe. I don't know. Don't like all those warnings. That bothers me. So we're still waiting. Now stuff happened. Success, cleared cache. Okay. Okay. See Discourse, bundle install. DB migrate. So you can see why they said anywhere between a few minutes and several hours, or an hour, or whatever. Seating theme and color schemes. It'd be cool if this all works, eh? It would be disappointing if it doesn't, and then I won't know what to do. So it really is kind of a hit and miss kind of thing. Building. Detected low Node.js heap size limit. So does that mean they changed it, or they're using it? Thing is, it's just a bulletin board, so it doesn't need high-level processing or anything like that. I'm surprised actually that there's just so much complexity here. See, it's adding indexes. That's probably having to do with the database. Still building. Normally, if I wasn't recording a video, what I'd be doing right now is I'd go to another website, I'd check my email, I'd do whatever. So once all of that happens, you should be able to go visit the website, and you should see a welcome screen where you are prompted for registering to create your initial administrator account. Put in the credentials, username, no spaces, short, at least 15 characters for the password. That's always wise. And then look at your mailbox. You should find an email with a link to confirm your administrator account creation. And then this is where this guide ends. Well, we're getting somewhere. Database saved on disk, forkcal for RDB, whatever that means. RDB is relational database. Forkcal, I don't know what that is. Background saving terminated with success. Okay. See, there's no more instructions, so there's not a whole lot to read ahead on. So You might want to customize the installation to your needs. I'm sure I will. License in IT, whatever. Submit an article, find out more. Be a part of the community. Do it for the money, do it for the bragging rights. I don't even know what that means. Alright. So, assuming this works, we'll have a look at the README first. I don't want to go on too long with this video. I have things to do, places to go, but I'm sort of stuck working at the speed of Discourse. I suppose if I had ordered a bigger server, this might have gone faster, but it didn't. But, you know, again, this is Stephen follows instructions. It's live. And so you're getting a sense, all 0 viewers of you. So we've been going since 3:12 p.m. It's now 3:50 p.m. There have been no viewers. Oh. Okay. Minifying assets, discourse.js. Took 45,000 milliseconds. Or what would that be? 45 seconds or 4.5 seconds? I think it's 45 seconds. More than 20,000 milliseconds. Yeah, the warning here is that it took more than 20,000 milliseconds. So, I wonder if I might have speed issues. If so, I'll just make the server bigger. I mean, what? It'll cost me $6 or €6. Ooh, look at all the warnings. Oh no, it's writing stuff. Oh, it's writing all my pages and JavaScript files and stuff. So it minified them all, now it's going to write them. That's a good sign. Putting in some images. Compressing something. JavaScript. Well, still looks good. And when it starts spitting out stuff like this, I sort of feel good. Recompile targets. Redis is ready to exit. Bye-bye. There's reasons why that happened. It's sort of like a bootstrap. You start Redis to do some stuff, then, for example, configure Redis, then you shut Redis down, and then you do your stuff, and then Redis starts up again later with the new configuration. Database is shut down. Log is shutting down. So the system's rebooting, I think. It might be the Docker container itself rebooting, I'm not sure. Just kind of guessing at what's happening here and giving a running commentary, because otherwise this would be a really boring video. Yeah. Okay. Should be any time now. Taking longer than I wanted, but we'll see. But again, doing this all manually would have taken longer. Okay, it generated an encryption code. That's what took so long. And looks like it's done. So, Let's check and see. It says I should have Docker image, Docker container up and running. So let's run Docker PS. There's our container image. I should be able to visit the website. So let's try that. Discourse.downs.ca. And what do we got? Nothing. It's waiting. No, that's not a good sign. Huh. Took a little bit, but congratulations. You installed Discourse. Register a new account to get started. Registering. Name. Downs. And there's my new password, which I'll save in one password. And register. See if my email has come in. Not yet. Google security alert came in. If it doesn't arrive, check your spam folder. Still waiting for it. Check my spam folder. Nope. No. Nope, I don't see it. Check your spam folder. Might just be taking time. Let's try going to Gmail itself. I know I set it up correctly, so. But I do notice that it sort of removed the spaces from the password. So I wonder if it messed it up there. Let's go into Gmail. I think this would be easier to navigate. Gmail. The order has been delivered. That's nice, but nothing. Let's try sending it again. Resend activation email. So I've resent it. I'm just going to backspace here. I'm still not seeing it. Ensure you set up your email correctly. Let's click on that. See what that says. Is there a way of... Okay, meta... Let's try the doctor. Discourse doctor. Okay. Okay. For a robust test, get an address from there, or just send email address for mail test. Sending email, sending mail. SMTP authentication error. Oh, that's not good. Sending mail with Gmail is a violation of their terms of service. No, it isn't. They actually make it possible. But yeah, you see, there's no spaces in the password there. And so I think that broke it. So, So I'm not sure how to fix that. I know that this isn't a problem with other systems, and as you saw, I have made this work with other systems. But this does seem to be a problem with Discourse. So I don't see an easy way to fix this. I wonder if there's a configuration file where I can try to edit the password manually. Again, it only needs to work once, right? And then it basically discards the password. Okay, containers app.yml. Okay, there we go. So let's try that. Okay, containers. So nano. Containers. App. Is it YAML or YML? YML. Okay. Oh, there it is. SMTP password. So basically what happened is it's stored incorrectly. See, if we go back, we'll look here. Alright. See, here it is. Copy. Let's just paste that and see what happens here. No, that's what it should be. Yeah, there are no spaces. Yeah, 16 character password. And I think that is the exact 16 character password. Oh. Maybe this is the problem. Enable start TLS. Optional default true. Okay, control S, control exit. Now let's try. Because it's supposed to use start TLS. Okay. So let's come back to my Discourse installation. Forget where it went. Nope. Nope. No, I can't find it. Here we go. Okay, now let's resend activation email. Still nothing. Let me try running the Discourse Doctor. I like that Discourse Doctor. Nope. Could be the port. Let's check. Discourse SMTP port. Okay, let's just check that. Gmail. SMTP port. SSL 465 for TLS, enter 587. Let's try 465 and see what happens. Discourse SMTP domain. Control S. Control X. Now let's just go straight to the Discourse Doctor and we'll see what happens. Still no. Well, it's still using port 587 with plain authentication. Shouldn't be using plain authentication either. Right, because it never did start us. Okay. So, okay. We'll go back, we'll change that port to what it was. To 587, because I'm pretty sure that's the right port. Control S, Control X. Alright. Now I need a way of restarting Discourse so that this new information okay. How can I restart? Very old. Might work. It might not. Okay. Let's try. Stop that. Okay. Launcher start app. test. See if it accepted the new information. It is doing new stuff. And it's 4:13, that's my hour as well, so alright. Nope, still an error. So, in order to make this work, I'm going to have to set up a mail server on Hetzner, which is a whole different thing. Alright, so my install of Discourse was a fail. So that's another episode of Stephen Follows Instructions. Thank you for not joining me. All of you who are not here. And